Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Adam here from Bearded Hops. Thank you so much for joining me for another quick review. Now today we have one I've never even heard of or seen. It's from a brewery that I've never heard of and had to do a bit of research on. And I think I have Jake to thank for this one. So Jake, thank you for hooking me up with this one. This today is of course a sour. Check the links below for my other quick reviews on sours. This is a brewery called Collective Arts Brewing. They are out of Canada, so our friends up to the north. Collective Arts Brewing is a grassroots craft brewery based in Ontario that aims to fuse the creativity of craft beer and inspire talents of emerging artists, musicians, and filmmakers. It looks really cool. You should check out their website, collectiveartsbrewing.com. Really cool stuff. They have art just all over. You can tell just kind of by this can. Art everywhere. This art was done by Adam Tuksov, I think is how you pronounce that, in Atlanta, Georgia. A very, very cool looking can from a line that they call the Collective Projects. And the way they word it is these are seasonal experiments from the brewmaster. So this is not something you can get all the time. This one is a dry hopped sour. It's supposed to be really a cross between a sour and an IPA from what I'm reading about it. And on their website, here's what it says. After the never-ending battle between the hopheads and the sour lovers, we decided to appease the two. Using Nelson Sauvin from New Zealand and Citra from the Pacific Northwest, these mixed fermentation brew is juicy, sour, and extremely refreshing. Nice. I've never heard of the Nelson Sauvin hop, which is, again, from New Zealand. Citra, of course, we see Citra hopped pale ales all the time. So it's a mix of both in here fermented together. That's going to be a lot of fun. Right up here on the corner, so it does say it's a limited release. Yeah, it was really about it for the can. We're going to be popping this into a Three Sheeps glass, and let's see what we got here, kids. Yeah, right away you can smell the hops, absolutely. But you also can smell the sour. Huh, this is going to be interesting. Let's see what we got here, kids. We're going to do the pour. Very, very light in color. I mean, look at that. You can see right through that. It's not weird, but it's a different smell because your initial thoughts when you sniff is, oh, IPA. You smell the Citra hops, absolutely. But then as you keep smelling, you hit that sour smell, juicy grape, citrusy almost. Like it kind of brings back like a white grape juice. Clear white head, different size bubbles, sticking around for a while on this one. Very effervescent, just bubbles going for days. Well, kids, cheers. Let's take a drink. Wow, that is pretty cool. So let me try this again. Hold on. My brain is confused right now, I think. Wow. Okay, so this one is when you first drink it, Citra hops right away. I'm tasting another flavor in there. I'm going to assume it's the Nelson Sauvin hops. Side of your tongue definitely hits with sour. It coats the tongue really well. Goes down nicely on the back of the tongue. You hit that sour again, and it lingers for a little bit and then just kind of tapers off. If you remember one of my last sour reviews was one from New Zealand, peach sour ale out of New Zealand. That one had some similar characteristics. This one, though, has much more flavor. The hops, I think, actually give it that additional flavor. So it's very nice, very crisp and clean and refreshing. You can definitely, drinking this on a nice warm day, or if you're just in the mood for a good sour that has a little bit more flavor added to it. Continuing reading here, the Nelson hops adds a white grape and passion fruit base. Yep. Citra explodes on the nose with lime, lychee, and grapefruit. I can see a little bit of lime. Sour and hops in perfect thirst-quenching melody available in the brewer store. It is definitely thirst-quenching. That's absolutely true. Now, this is a 5.0 ABV, 35 IBUs. It is a used Pilsner, 2-row flake oats, and flaked wheat malts. Very good, very thirst-quenching, nice beer, man. I'm gonna pour some more here, kids. That is really good. The Collective Arts Brewing has quite a few beers. Like I said, about 11 core in their core lineup. A different dry hop sour, which ale, pure IPA, a porter IPA, session IPA, citrus blonde, extra pale ale, and then what they call a straight up ale. And then they also have their Collective Project, which is what the one we're drinking today comes from. Looks like there's about 20 beers in that one. And then they have collaborations that they do as well. Looks like they have, about 9 or so collaborations. And then they actually have a list of ciders that they do with about 6 there. So they got a lot of different beers. Hopefully I can find some more of these because this one was really, really good. Now, with the quick reviews that we do here on the channel, we're not able to give you our full thoughts on the beer. We're able to give you just kind of what we initially think of it. I'll give you my first rating, what I think of it. Later, you'll be able to click on the link down below to my Untappd to find out what the rating I finally gave it after I finished this pint can. Now, in our normal Bearded Hops podcast, we have all the time in the world to go through and talk about this beer, the style of the beer, and the brewery itself. We also drink through the whole glass while we're doing the podcast to give you an idea of what it tastes like in the beginning, in the middle, and the end, and we can give you our impressions throughout the whole glass of beer. So based off my first impressions, I really do like this one. You know, the hoppiness is not overpowering. It's actually a really, really good balance, very good balance of hop and sour. So kind of like the description said, if you're a hophead, you probably will like this. If you're a sour person, depends on how much you like hops. But you might like this one as well. It's definitely something worth a try. I would definitely buy this one again. And I actually look forward to trying to find some more of their beers out there. So very, very good on this one. I'm actually going to give this one a 4. And we'll see what I end up with by the time I get to the bottom of the beer. But right now we're starting at a 4. Well, thanks everybody for taking the time to watch my quick review. Check out the full podcast at beardedhops.com. You can find out everything about us and where we are located all over the internet on beardedhops.com/find us. We are on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, everywhere. So beardedhops.com/find us will give you the links to all of those locations. If you have suggestions or comments, leave them down below. I'd love to hear them, whether they're good or bad. And yeah, good one. See you next time.